Hey guys, it's Mike Millsaps, and I want to thank you for watching this video. It's actually a extended version of my first live broadcast today that I did on Instagram, and the topic is on signs and synchronicities. I wanted to do a extended video just because that topic is something that's prevalent in my life. I have so many different alignments that happen on a day-to-day basis. I talk about them. I try to teach people how to look for their alignments. It's just a part of my life, so it's something that I really wanted to expand on. I didn't want to wing it. I didn't want to one-take it like I did earlier today. I wanted to make a longer video and kind of put some personal examples and some personal philosophies and just some of my thoughts. So bear with me. I'm going to try to go through this video as quickly as possible, but yet explain as much as that I can. So a little bit about me. I am a health and wellness coach. I am also a energy reader, energy healer, truth seeker, path seeker. I study numerology. I'm a Christ follower. I probably should have said that first. I do believe in philosophy, especially Buddhism. I think that's a philosophy more than a religion. But I do believe in that way of life. I believe in spirit energy. I believe in all kinds of things. So, I believe in jumping down the rabbit hole. That's what we're going to talk about today. So you can tell just by that right there, there are a lot of things that make up who I am and what I do and what I'm about. So I'm going to try to share some of those with you in this video as we go forward. My challenge was from a group that I'm in, and it's called Social Badasses. And my group leader challenged us to go live for 7 straight days. And today was my day number 1. So I had this huge topic that I was going to talk about, motivation and mind power. I'm always into motivation and help people get their mindset on how they can do more with what they have, just from their mindset. And I had this huge thing planned out, and then something just happened to me this morning, something I was going through in my life. I'm on the phone with my mom. I get off the phone with her, and I look at my phone, and it says 11:11. And I look at my battery, and there's 11% battery life left. For those of you that don't know, 11:11 is the universal sign for alignment. And when I checked my Instagram page shortly after, the first picture of all pictures that it could have popped up, the first picture was actually something that I was struggling with and continue to struggle with. And it really just gave me a little bit of rest, a little bit of peace. God is watching. He's not judging. And He is definitely trying to give you rest and peace and get that message to you any way possible. So that was my first alignment for today, and I wanted to share that with you in this video. But as we go on, I will talk more and more about just how things have aligned for me, how I got to this point, how things are probably lining up for you, and if you're aware of it or not, and how to be aware of it, and how to jump down your own rabbit hole. So stick with me, follow along, and here we go. So to me, the topic of signs and synchronicities really is, are you willing to jump down the rabbit hole? To me, that's just what it's all about. Are you in tune with your spirit enough to know when it's time to go? Or, when it's time to stay? It's not always about what you see, and about what you hear, your 5 senses. A lot of it is 6th sense oriented. So are you really in tune with yourself enough to know when it's time to go or time to stay, time to sit still? Are you aware of the signs? I mean, there's things that go on around us every day, whether it be, talking to someone in the grocery store that you never spoke to, but today you decided to talk to, and, they ended up being the love of your life. Or it could be, taking a chance and deciding that, I'm going to move to another part of the country and take this job. I've always wanted to do it, and I'm not going to worry about having all the details. So are you aware of the signs? Because they're there. They're out there. And then lastly, at the end of the day, when you just say, fuck it, and go for it. That's probably the biggest one. If you're not aware, you're just not aware. They're going to keep coming regardless, because that's how our life is designed. But at the end of the day, would you say, fuck it? Would you leave the matrix? Will you leave your set of norms, your comfort zone, or whatever it is that's got you stuck? And I'm not going to be a hypocrite, because fuck it, it's hard for me. Will you leave that in order to go down that rabbit hole? I remember back in 2012, I'm working a restaurant job. I'm not happy. My aunt ends up having a stroke. I leave like right away. and I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth about the response of me leaving right away, but I wasn't worried about it. When I got back, it kind of was a different regime and a different order, and I said, you know what, I think that was my cue. I think I'm done. I had no idea what I was going to do, and I really wasn't worried about it. I was lucky enough to not have to worry about it. Some of you guys don't have that choice, so you know, if you have to stay in it, stay in it. You know, but I was lucky enough not to worry about it financially. So to make a long story short, one night I'm at the gym. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I think I'm the heaviest that I've ever been, and I'm like, you know, I think I'm going to start a fitness center. And everything in me was just like, yeah, that sounds great. It was almost like I could hear the angel saying, finally. But you know, it's one thing to make that decision when you are already on that path. It's another thing to make that decision when you are, you know, I wasn't planning on going that direction. I've always enjoyed working out. I never thought I'm going to start teaching other people how to work out. But at this time, I'm like, I'm going to start a fitness center. So the next day, I get on my phone. I start searching for products that I can make into a fitness center as cheaply as possible. I ran into the people at TRX. I liked it, fell in love with it, started messing around with it. I said, you know what, I got to certify in this. Happens to be a class that's, I want to say it was in Louisville. I'm in Indianapolis, so that's about 2 hours and 20 minutes for me. And it happened to be $300 for this class. And I happen to have $300. So I'm like, yeah, that's an alignment right there. Let's go to this class. I go to the class. I hit it off with the instructor. Still friends with her today from Facebook. Congrats on the wedding, Amy. But yeah, you know, she was a great instructor. She had a lot of energy. I liked that. She interacted with us well, and she made us interact with other people. So, you know, I kind of got 2 for 1. I got a little bit of coaching and, you know, how you should run your studio, how you should interact with your clients, and then I also got certified. So from there, I decided to take that and start doing some research. Found some other gym concepts that I liked that could be intertwined with the TRX, and I was up and running. You know, I had my equipment for very cheap. Funny how that worked is I actually responded to a Craigslist ad. I went down and seen the guy that was closing his gym, and he sold me 5 treadmills for $900. And these were $5,000 treadmills. I mean, that does not happen very often. So that was another alignment in this situation. How I got the space. You know, I went to a lunch right next to the place I was going to go rent. Happened to walk by, looked in there, said, you know, I think I could do that. Let me call the guy and find out what's to it. I called the guy. He's like, I'm on my way there. I was already on my way up, so I'm 5 minutes away. If you want to hang out, I'll meet you there. And he shows me the space, and it worked out great. It's like, yeah, this is going to be perfect. This is exactly what I saw. A little bit of paint, a little bit of stuff here, changes there. I think it could work. So that's another alignment. And then, you know, the last thing is kind of funny. Getting the money to pay for it, you know, I didn't have the money to pay for 3 months up front. And it was already a short-term lease, but I'm like, where am I going to get $4,500 up front? So my neighbor actually hit my car the next morning, woke me up and told me, hey, I just hit your car. And we called our insurance providers. They came out the next day, and I had a check 48 hours later, $4,500. So, I mean, if that's not alignment right there as far as, okay, you really want this to happen, you put that feeling, those feelers out there, and pow, you know, it's happening. I don't know what is. And that's the kind of thing that, you know, I really want to share with you guys when it comes to God trying to get something to you or get you to move. You know, in that case, it was just me getting out of, you know, comfort zone of the restaurant and trying something different that was going to impact my life, and it was also going to impact some of my clients' life. So that was my first example that I want to share with you guys. I've had many of them, but for this exercise, that was my first one that I want to share with you guys. So moving on, during this, you know, time when I'm at the gym and you're learning as you go, and things will go smooth or they don't go smooth, whatever, you know, you learn as you go. If it's something you love to do, you'll figure it out. So don't let that stop you. But, you know, one day after work, I'm cleaning up and I'm mopping the floor, and a random video comes on. I had YouTube going in my background, and I hear this lady's voice, and she's talking about all these people and how they're going to feel, and she's in their conference room, and I go over and look at the video, and the woman's hot, and I'm like, wow, she's hot. And then I stepped back and I looked at the people around her, and they were all in shape, and they looked like they were energetic. And then I looked at the crowd, and they were engaged and they were overweight. And then I just kind of took it all in, and she just kept saying, you're going to feel fucking great, and you're going to eat this many calories, and you're going to eat clean, and you're not going to worry about all this meal prepping and packing and so forth, and high intensity workouts. And so you're going to do a little bit of that, but it really is not about that. It's about what you put in your mouth. And the thing that got me is, it was just the way she talked to them. It wasn't like a prepared statement. It was like she was talking to somebody in her family or at the gym that she just met. It was just, you're going to feel fucking great. I mean, who walks into a corporation and cusses at people? You can say she talks like a sailor, but it connected with me. I still remember it. If I ever meet you, I'll tell you that. But yeah, it was just like, she was just talking like she would to anyone else. And she was passionate about what she did. And she was just like, you're going to feel great. You're going to feel unclogged. And you're going to feel mentally clear. And you're going to feel healthy and strong. It's like, who doesn't want to feel healthy and strong and mentally clear, So she got me from the start. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. It's like, yeah, I enjoy working out. And I tried the nutritional coaching. But that's what I want to do. It's like she totally sparked something in me. And she had to spark something in them. And that's what I want to do. And the funny thing is, in December, I had an accident playing basketball. I'm a basketball player. And, it's a play that I've made 1,000 million times. I just was coming down from a routine layup. Ended up passing the ball. When I came down, I heard crunch. I immediately fell to the floor. I rolled off the floor, and I was sweating. I was panting, and I couldn't breathe. Normally, when you're sweating, panting like that, you've broken something. So I didn't know what was going on. I thought I'd torn my MCL and my ACL together, and this was my last time playing basketball. So December 21st, I go to the emergency room, and they tell me it's not broken, it's just bruised. We need to, keep it mobile or stabilized for 4 to 6 weeks, and then have it reevaluated. And I'm like, man, it's Christmas time, it's New Year's Eve time. I am not going to get fat. I got to learn how to eat better as a coach. It's like I got to learn how to eat better because I don't have all this extra time to go burn these calories. So, again, I'm muscular, but at that time I was the heaviest I'd ever been. Probably too heavy to be playing basketball. But, again, I'm muscular from the workouts I was doing. I just finished a cycle where I was trying to bulk, so I had the bulk. I just still had the fat too. So I had to really learn a different way of eating when you can't exercise. So I found this program. It's called the Paleo Primal Fast Diet. I took it online. I got certified in it. And again, back to that video with the lady talking about how you're going to feel great and you're going to feel clear. Look at here. I'm in front of a camera talking about Paleo Primal Fast Diet and how you're going to feel great and how you're going to feel clear. That's a pretty long rabbit hole. That was a 5-year rabbit hole. I hope your rabbit holes are not that long. But the point is, it's like when you jump, you don't know how long it's just going to go. You don't know when you're going to hit the bottom. You don't know when you're going to hit success. It's a feeling. It's a wave. And it's just like, are you willing to take that wave? So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys, because if it wasn't for that video and it wasn't for that accident, I probably would still be doing more insanity type stuff. And it's just like, even though I know everyone can't do insanity type stuff. So when you guys run into an alignment situation, I really hope, I encourage you to take that chance, to look around, to take that chance. God is going to send you helpers. I have helpers. Shout out to my helper. He is going to send you helpers. He's going to send you someone that will hold you up. He might send someone that's going to hurt, but that's going to get you to move. He might send someone that's going to expand your mind and get you to really think and see things differently. He might send you someone that's got the finances, that can really finance what you want to do. They believe in you, they see something in you, and they just see you need a chance. You never know what your helper is going to look like, and I would encourage you to not look for what you normally look for. So wrapping this up, I'm going to leave you with a quote or words of wisdom, and they start like this. You can either fly, jump, or fall. Life is not about standing still. By standing still, you are choosing. So you're always moving. You can fly, you can jump, or you can fall. You pick. All right? Thanks for watching. See you soon. Peace out.